In life, people are often fascinated by external things and forget that they themselves are the root of everything. If the inner self is not stable, then even if you are rich and wealthy, your heart will still be confused and insecure. If you want your life to be better, first learn to correct yourself. The root comes from the heart. If your heart is upright, even if the road of life is winding, it will become smooth. Being human requires tolerance. Tolerance is not weakness but inner strength. Being tolerant of others is also letting go of one's own burdens. Generous people do not hold grudges, do not live in resentment, because they understand. What goes, let it go. What comes, calmly accept. The more you fight, the more you lose. The more you compare, the more you suffer. Success does not come from leaps and bounds, but from daily perseverance. The wise do not seek shortcuts, but walk steadily on their path. Every fall is a trial. Every wound is a growth. There is no success without tears, nor is there any glory without darkness. The important thing is whether you dare to stand up and continue. Knowing others is wisdom. Knowing yourself is intelligence. But the most important thing is knowing the times. When the times are favorable, advance. When the times are adverse, defend. Sometimes it is not because you are not capable, but because the time has not come. In adversity, learn to observe, cultivate, and quietly grow, like a seed lying quietly in the soil, waiting for the day to spring up and grow stronger than ever. A gentleman knows how to keep his word. A word must carry weight, not be easily promised and then forgotten. Words are a mirror reflecting a person's character. To say without doing is to lower oneself. A trustworthy person does not need to say much, just needs to act clearly enough. Do not say things on a whim that will make others have expectations and then be disappointed. That is sowing karma. When faced with difficulties, ordinary people often complain, while wise people calmly consider. Complaining does not help solve the problem. It only makes the spirit more negative. In suffering, we know who is steadfast. In chaos, we know who remains rational. A strong person is not someone who never falls, but someone who can stand up and move forward no matter how many times he falls. In society, there are 3 things one should not do. Do not speak harshly. Do not do mean things. And do not lose self-respect for profit. The ancients taught, good and evil will eventually be rewarded. Doing bad things will sooner or later have to pay the price. Live so that your conscience does not bother you, so that at the end of your life you can look back without regret. Smart people do not show off. Truly talented people are often very modest. They do not need to be praised to see their own value. They quietly create results that make others admire them. The more silent you are, the stronger your inner world becomes. When you know how to let go of showing off, you truly have strength. Beautiful flowers do not need to show off, but butterflies and bees come to them. In life, the older we get, the more we realize that peace is the most precious thing. Fame and wealth will eventually disappear. Only peace of mind will last forever. People who live with inner peace can resolve any problem with calmness. They do not get angry easily. Do not let emotions overwhelm reason. They are the ones who control their emotions, not being controlled by emotions. Don't be a slave to desire in life. When your greed is bottomless, you will lose everything, from your personality to your happiness. Knowing enough is rich. Knowing when to stop is wise. People who know when to stop are the ones who live the longest and happiest. They understand that not everything should be pursued to the end. There are things that, letting go, is liberation. Choose your friends wisely. If you are close to a gentleman, your heart will be open. If you are close to a mean person, your heart will be easily corrupted. You don't need many friends, just sincere ones. The one who accompanies you in difficult times is the one who is precious. When choosing a relationship, don't just look at the appearance, but look at how they live and treat the weak. That is the measure of character. Don't judge anyone until you know them. Everyone has their own story, their own pain. Some people look happy and cheerful, but inside they are filled with storms. Some people choose to stay silent because they are too familiar with pain. So be kind to everyone you meet, because you don't know what they are fighting in life. As a human being, you should keep a bright mind and a kind heart. Even if life is unfair, you should still live fairly. Even if others are bad to you, you should still choose to do good. That is not stupidity, but a kind of nobility. Because in the end, a kind person is someone who always has a firm place in the hearts of others and in the world. When people change, don't blame them. Life is like water. Everyone has the right to go their own way. Don't hold on to what has gone away. Instead, learn to be strong and stand on your own. If someone doesn't belong to you, it's useless to keep them. If the feelings are gone, forcing them will only hurt both of you more. There are lessons in life that can only be understood after experiencing them. Books cannot teach them all, and words from people are not enough. That is why the ancients taught, only by experiencing life can you understand people's hearts. Let time be your greatest teacher. And don't forget, suffering is also a lesson, if you have the courage to face it with an open heart in life. The important thing is not how long you live, but how you live. A person who does not know how to cultivate his inner self and control his emotions, no matter how intelligent and talented he is, will find it difficult to achieve lasting success. Keeping your mind calm in the midst of a turbulent life is the highest form of courage. When your inner self is strong enough, you will not be swept away by gossip, not shaken by praise or criticism, and certainly not defeated by temporary failure. In dealing with people, words can heal or hurt. A careless word can make others remember it for life. Therefore, wise people will always choose to say valuable things, not boast, not attack, not say meaningless words. The more mature people are, the less they speak, but each word weighs 1,000 pounds. Wise people never abuse words, because they understand that silence at the right time is a form of wisdom. Life is full of injustices, but your reaction determines your fate. Some people fall when faced with a difficulty. Others go through many hardships and still move forward. No one can change their circumstances immediately, but everyone can change their attitude towards adversity. That is the difference between failures and successes. If you can't change the storm, learn to adjust your sails. Don't be too honest, but don't live a lie either. Being honest to the point of naivety is putting yourself in a weak position. And being fake to please the world is losing yourself. Learn to live sincerely but with principles. Be kind but know how to protect yourself. Like water, it can be gentle, but also strong enough to erode hard rocks. A gentleman always maintains his dignity, not selling his morality for fame and profit. A person can lose many things in life, but never lose his or her trust. A promise must be kept, no matter how difficult it is. Once trust is broken, it is very difficult to restore it to its original state. Doing business requires trust. Making friends requires honesty. The ancients said, a person who does not keep his or her trust will not have a long-term position. That is an eternal principle that never changes with the times. Success or failure in life is not only due to talent, but also largely due to virtue. A talented person without virtue will sooner or later bring disaster upon himself. A virtuous person, even if not good today, will gradually be trusted and given opportunities by others. Virtue is the root, talent is the top. Only when the root is strong will the tree be green. Therefore, always take care of the inner roots before embellishing the exterior. On the journey of life, no one can avoid being misunderstood or harmed. Instead of arguing or retaliating, let time and results prove it. Silence when necessary is a kind of nobility. A truly strong person is not the one who speaks loudly, but the one who knows when to speak and when to be silent. Strong winds cannot blow forever. Deep water often flows quietly. Let yourself be as steady as a mountain, as calm as water, regardless of life's storms. Love is something that cannot be forced. People who are sincere to you will not leave because of storms. People who are willing to let you go just because of a little challenge do not belong to you. Don't blame yourself for not being good enough because someone left. There are people who appear just to teach you a lesson, then leave to make room for more worthy people. Cherish those who stay, be grateful for those who came, and smile at those who have passed through your life. When faced with a choice, listen to your conscience. Money can buy many things, but it cannot buy peace of mind. Immediate benefits are attractive, but the final consequences can be bitter. A wise person will know when to stop, because they understand that what does not belong to you, no matter how hard you try, you will not be able to keep it for long. Live in accordance with the laws of nature and cause and effect, and you will surely be rewarded with good things. In communication, put yourself in the other person's shoes to understand and sympathize. Everyone has their own point of view and circumstances. People who behave generously will always have many noble people around them. On the contrary, Narrow-minded people who like to compete for every word, no matter how good they are, will make others stay away. Remember, winning in words but losing in people's hearts is a bitter defeat. Success does not come from following the crowd, but from persevering in doing what is right. There will be times when you will be alone, laughed at, and even betrayed, but if the path you are on is the path of justice, then keep going. Kindness and perseverance are the strongest weapons to help you overcome any challenge. The light will come, as long as you do not give up in the darkness. True happiness does not lie in external material things, but in the feeling of peace in the soul. People who live peacefully are people who are not bound by winning or losing. They understand the value of simple things. They are grateful for what they have and do not blindly pursue things that do not belong to them. When you no longer compare yourself to others, when you live according to your true value, that is true freedom. Ultimately, life is a journey without a fixed map. Each person must write their own path. No matter what others say, no matter how life is, you still have to live in a way that does not shame yourself. Keep your faith, keep your mind bright, live kindly, act sincerely, because in the end, what you leave behind is not your reputation, but the feelings in the hearts of others when they remember you in life. The most precious thing is not power or wealth, but the heart. Once the heart is pure, the words will be honest, the actions will be upright, and the natural temperament will make others respect. A person with a good heart, even if he does not say a word, will make others admire him. As for a person with an evil heart, even if he speaks of morality, he cannot hide his cold eyes and calculating temperament. Therefore, cultivating the heart is the root of self-cultivation, the starting point of all lasting success. As a human being, we need to be grateful. Be grateful to our parents who gave birth to us and raised us. Be grateful to those who helped us when we were in trouble. And be grateful to the adversities that taught us to grow up. Gratitude is like a fire that warms our souls, preventing us from becoming insensitive or selfish. Grateful people live deeply, because they never forget their roots, never betray kindness, and never betray those who reached out to us when we were in trouble. A truly wise person is not someone who is good at talking, but someone who knows how to listen. Listening to others is a way of respecting and also the shortest way to understand people's hearts. There are things that do not need to be refuted, just silently observed. There are people who do not need to prove themselves right, because the truth will always be protected by time. The more mature people are, the less they argue, because they understand that arguing right and wrong with someone who does not understand them is a losing investment. In human relationships, sincerity is the greatest bridge. No need for fancy words. No need for noble promises. Just need an unchanging heart. The ancients said, "True heart in exchange for true feelings." Because only sincerity can touch people's hearts. A liar can deceive people once, but cannot deceive them forever. In the end, those who are sincere will stay. Those who are only interested in profit will leave. A person who wants to succeed must first have great ambition. Great ambition is not a pipe dream, but the will to not give in to circumstances. When facing difficulties, do not complain about your fate. When falling, do not blame anyone, but quietly stand up, correct your mistakes and move forward. People with great ambition do not need anyone to push them. They know what they need to do, and will devote themselves tirelessly to that. They are like a river that flows forever. Even when encountering rocks, they still find a way. In social communication, a wise person is not someone who always speaks well, but someone who speaks at the right time, in the right place, and to the right person. There are things that we know but do not need to say, and things that are clear but should not be exposed. Knowing how to keep a part of our knowledge is a form of wisdom. The more introverted people are, the more they know that sometimes silence is more powerful than 1,000 words. Say one less sentence. Keep a part of peace. No one lives in this world without making mistakes. The important thing is not where the mistake is, but whether or not you dare to face it and correct it. Some people make mistakes and immediately blame the situation or others. Others quietly admit their mistakes, correct them, and improve. That is the difference between ordinary people and outstanding people. Mistakes are lessons, not death sentences. Knowing your mistakes and correcting them is more valuable than empty praise. As a person, you should not be too concerned about gains and losses. There are things that do not belong to you. The more you hold on, the more painful it is. Learning to let go is not weakness, but wisdom, letting go of things that are not worthy to open your heart to better things. Obsession is a burden on the soul. Only those who are light-hearted can move forward. Do not waste your time on things that are old and have passed. Learn to smile, because tomorrow always has opportunities for those who know how to move forward. Life is like a long road with no known destination. Sometimes you will walk on roses, but sometimes you will have to wade through mud. The important thing is not whether the road is beautiful or not, but whether you have enough courage to continue or not. A persistent person will turn thorns into stepping stones, turn suffering into motivation. The more you go through storms, the stronger you become. The more challenges you experience, the more mature you become. Success is not for those who only dream. It comes to those who dare to act, dare to sacrifice, dare to walk alone in the dark. Don't expect brilliant results if you only choose the easy path every day. Learn to endure loneliness, learn to discipline yourself, and most importantly, learn to love the work you do even if you don't see the results today. Because ripe fruit does not come from the first day of sowing, but from the persistent care every day. In life, there are 3 things more precious than gold: character, faith, and time. Character determines who you are. Faith determines how far you can go. Time determines whether you can achieve what you want. Don't trade these 3 things for any benefit, because once lost, you can never get them back intact. People who live with character, keep their word, and value time, are people who are living a worthwhile life. Ultimately, the most valuable thing you can give to this life is not wealth, fame or status, but a heart that knows how to love and share. When you treat others with kindness, even without saying it, the universe will silently send you good things. So, live so that even when you leave, you still leave a light in the hearts of those who stay on the journey of life. The first thing to remember is to know how to keep yourself. Keep your words, keep your mind, keep your spirit. The more principled a person is, the more mistakes they can avoid. Words once spoken are like arrows shot from a bow. They cannot be taken back. Therefore, wise people know when to speak and when to be silent. Silence is not weakness, but a manifestation of strong inner control. Only shallow people think that talking a lot is good, but profound people always know when to stop. If you want to live wisely, you must first learn to look at people. Some people are kind on the outside, but calculating on the inside. Some people have sweet words, but are vicious on the inside. If you want to avoid being hurt, you must learn to observe even the smallest actions. Not just listen to what they say, but look at what they do. People who are truly trustworthy do not need to be boastful. They just need to be consistent between words and actions. In life, don't easily give all your trust. Trusting the wrong person, you not only lose trust but also your honor, time, effort, and even your future. Choose the right person to put your trust in. Trustworthy people don't need you to check. They naturally always make you feel secure. As for untrustworthy people, no matter how much they swear, you always feel insecure when assigning work. Between people, a lasting relationship does not lie in the initial flashiness, but in understanding and respect. To maintain a relationship, you do not need to see each other every day, but you must always have each other in your heart. People with true feelings will not forget you because of distance, nor will they change their mind because of time. As for people who come to you for benefits, when they are no longer valuable, they will leave without warning. Life is like a mirror. How you treat others, others will reflect back. When you give sincerity, you will mostly receive kindness. When you sow the seeds of malice, you will receive corresponding results. So in life, keep your humanity. Don't lose the good nature in your heart because of a little win or lose. Because everything will come back to you when you least expect it. A wise man knows how to choose his friends. Be close to a gentleman, and you will be enlightened. Be close to a mean person, and you will be infected with bad habits. The environment determines the mind. The people you hang out with determine your destiny. You don't need many friends, just sincere ones. In life, having one understanding friend is better than 1,000 social friends. Don't waste your time on relationships that are only nominal and not sincere. No one can avoid gossip in life. The more you do, the more you encounter. But don't let gossip shake your will. A steadfast person is one who can walk amidst public opinion without losing direction. Don't let compliments make you complacent, and don't let criticism make you fall. Live true to your inner self and goals. When you are strong enough, Public opinion will naturally quiet down. As a person, you should not be too ambitious. There are things that do not belong to you. The more you force yourself, the more tired you will be. Knowing enough is happiness. Knowing when to stop is wisdom. A happy person is not someone who has everything, but someone who knows how to be satisfied with what they have. Living a peaceful life, without worrying about gains and losses, is someone who truly controls their own destiny. If you want to succeed, start with discipline. No one has achieved success without going through hardship. Others see the glory, but they do not know how many nights you have stayed up, how much loneliness you have endured, how many things you have given up to get the results you have today. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. The more you know how to discipline yourself, the easier it is to achieve great things. In life, there are 3 things you should not boast about: money, ability, and plans. Showing off money can easily attract attention. Showing off ability can easily attract jealousy. And showing off plans can easily be ruined. The more humble a person is, the easier it is to achieve. Let time prove your worth. Instead of words, when you are truly capable, you do not need to show off. People will see the light in you. Life requires principles, but also tolerance. Tolerance is not stupidity, but the choice of a wise person. When you are mature enough, you will understand that not everything needs to be argued about. There are people who are not worth your anger. There are insults that are not worth your concern. Tolerating others is to let yourself go. The more open your heart, the easier life is. Never forget the people who helped you in difficult times. When you were penniless, remember who was there for you, who looked down on you. When you are successful, don't forget to look up and find the people who reached out to you in the dark. People who have shown kindness do not need to be repaid with material things. Just remembering them with a heart is enough. That is how you sow good karma in your life. Finally, live a life without shame. Being a good person is not easy, but you must maintain your character. Don't change your nature because of pressure. Don't lose your humanity because of benefits. Life may be full of storms, but those who keep their true heart are the ones who stand firm until the end. No matter how the world changes, let your heart be like a calm lake, clear and deep. In life, the most precious thing is not money or fame, but people's hearts. If you keep people's hearts, you keep the world. If you lose people's hearts, even if you sit on a mountain of gold, no one will be by your side. Therefore, the first thing to learn when dealing with life is to know how to treat people with sincerity. A true word, even if not flowery, is 1,000 times more moving than smooth flattery. Never judge someone by their words. Words can be embellished, but actions cannot be hidden for long. Observe a person. Look at them when they are angry. Look at them when they are in difficult situations. Look at how they treat the weaker ones. That is when their true nature is revealed. A truly kind person does not need to show off, but always makes others feel comfortable when they are around. In every relationship, trust is the strongest foundation. If someone hurts you once, learn to forgive, but if they hurt you again and again, it is no longer their fault, but your weakness. Knowing how to let go of someone who does not deserve it is a form of maturity. Not everyone who leaves is a loss. Sometimes it is an opportunity for you to feel lighter, to move forward more freely. People often tend to regret the past and worry about the future, forgetting that the present is the most precious moment. Live fully in every moment. Love while you can, forgive while you can, and be grateful for what you have. Live not to prove anything to the world, but to be at peace with yourself. Every day that passes is a chance to live again. Don't let your heart be burdened by unworthy things. As a human being, don't lose your conscience because of your desires. Money can buy material things, but not personality. Fame can take you high, but without moral roots, you will fall quickly. A virtuous person will have people to help wherever he goes. A person without morality, even if he has temporary success, will eventually be lonely and empty. On the road of life, don't focus too much on competing with others. Each person has their own destiny. Just because they go fast doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. Just because they succeed early doesn't mean you're incompetent. The important thing is that every step you take is steady, and you don't trade your dignity or self-respect to get what you want. True success is when you can hold your head high without feeling ashamed of your conscience. Learning to be silent when necessary is an art. Silence is not resignation, but the calmness of an experienced person. When people misunderstand you, do not rush to argue. When people insult you, Do not rush to get angry. The truth does not need to be shouted. Time will prove everything. The wiser people say less, because they know that not everyone is worthy of the truth and their feelings. If you want to live peacefully, learn to let go of things you can't control. There are people who came into your life and then left without saying goodbye. Don't blame them, and don't torment yourself. Who comes is fate, who goes is destiny. Be grateful that they were once a part of your memories. Then continue to live the rest of your life well without resentment. Only when your heart is light can you fly higher and go further. Being human is precious in tolerance, but it must be principled. Tolerance does not mean indulgence. Forgiveness does not mean letting others trample on your values. Be good, but do not let anyone take advantage of that goodness. Be gentle, but have boundaries. A strong person is not someone who does not know how to cry, but someone who knows who to cry for and what to be tough about. Life always has two sides, light and darkness, happiness and suffering, luck and uncertainty. Don't avoid suffering, because it is from there that you will grow. Every time you stumble, you learn how to stand up stronger. Every incident is a lesson that helps you see people's hearts clearly and understand yourself deeply. People who have not gone through storms, how can they know the value of peace? Success is not about how much money you have in your bank account, but how many people you can help, how many sincere relationships you maintain, and how meaningful your life is. True happiness does not need to be shown off. It is when you wake up every morning feeling light, without fear, without torment, can smile and know that today is a day worth living. Life is like a flowing river, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. Keep your mind like a river, flowing but never losing its purity. When others treat you badly, don't follow their example. When life is unfair to you, keep fairness within yourself. That way you don't lose yourself, no matter how much the world changes. Finally, remember, no one can live your life for you. Be responsible for your own happiness. Don't blame your circumstances, and don't expect anyone to save you. Only you can decide where your life will go. Live so that every day you can proudly say, you have lived true to your heart. Not wasting a life in life. There are things that don't need much talking. Just action is enough. Wise people never show off their wisdom, because they understand that the deeper the water, the quieter it is. When you know your worth, you don't need to make noise to be recognized. The more confident people are, the less they talk, because they spend time observing, understanding, and growing. Sometimes, silence is the wisest answer. Not because you don't know how to speak, but because you understand that arguing with someone who doesn't understand you only makes your mind more tired. Silence is also a way to maintain your dignity, self-respect, and inner peace. When you are misunderstood, don't rush to explain. When you are attacked, don't rush to refute. The truth has its own power, and time is always the fairest advocate. In human relationships, trust is the most precious thing. Once betrayed, even if the crack is mended, it will still leave a mark. Therefore, in life, always keep your word. Do not lose people's trust for small benefits. Money lost can be earned back, but trust lost is very difficult to regain. A truly decent person always keeps his word, even when no one is watching, because he acts not out of fear but out of self-respect. Being a person does not require being clever to the point of being fake. But you must know right from wrong, and know your limits. Anyone can be good to those who are good to you, but true bravery is when you still maintain your dignity when you are treated badly. Learn to keep your dignity when you are insulted. Keep smiling when you are in trouble. And keep your kindness even when life is not as you wish. Life is short. Don't waste your time on people who don't deserve it and things that don't make sense. Focus on things that make you grow. And love those who truly appreciate you. Don't follow the crowd. Don't live to please others. Live so that you can be at peace and have no shame in your conscience. In fact, most of the pain in this world does not come from circumstances, but from expectations. You expect others to understand you. Then you are disappointed when they turn their backs. You expect a promise to be kept forever. Then you are heartbroken when it is broken. But not everyone in life has a heart like yours. Therefore, learn to expect less, to be less emotionally dependent on others, and to stand strong on your own 2 feet. There are people who come into your life like a passing wind. Come gently. Go quietly. Don't be sad about it, because they come to teach you something. Then leave when their role is complete. Life is like a train station. Each person has their own train. Don't try to hold on to someone who has chosen to leave. And don't blame yourself for things you can't control. In life, keep a good heart, but also have reason to protect yourself. Goodness does not mean letting others trample on you. Kindness does not mean letting others look down on you. There are times when you need to be gentle, but there are also times when you need to be tough. There are times when you should forgive, but there are also times when you need to leave. That is the way for you to live well without losing yourself. The ancients taught, know yourself, know your enemy, and you can fight 100 battles with no danger of defeat. But in life, the most important thing is to know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, what you need, what you should do, and why you live the way you do. If a person does not understand himself, he will get lost no matter where he goes. A person who knows himself will not be shaken even when facing storms, because he has strong roots from within. Learning to master your emotions is the first step to mastering your life. When you stop letting others control your emotions, you have entered a higher realm. Don't let one negative comment bring you down all day. Don't get angry over someone's petty actions. Every time you control negative emotions, you are one step closer to inner growth. Some people spend their whole lives searching for happiness, forgetting that true happiness is not far away. It lies in every present moment. In a hot cup of tea in the morning, in the laughter of loved ones, in a sincere word of concern. Slow down, listen to your heart more, and feel life to the fullest. Don't let temporary things make you forget the long-term value. Maturity does not come from age, but from experience. You have stumbled, been hurt, and lost, but those things teach you to appreciate what you have, to love yourself more, and to live more responsibly. Only those who have suffered know how to ease the pain of others. Only those who have lost know how to appreciate simple things. Finally, remember that life is not a race, but a journey of experience. Everyone has their own process. Do not compare yourself to anyone. Just walk at your own pace. As long as you do not stop. Do not lose yourself. No matter how many turns life takes you. Always maintain a sincere soul, a grateful heart and an unyielding spirit.